Yo, what is going on, everybody? FJC here, back with another YouTube video, and I can't tell you how excited I am for this one. Unfortunately, I don't have any personal footage to show you guys, but what we are going to be talking about today is the upcoming FPS title, Delta Force Hawk Ops. And I promise you guys, no game has gotten me this hyped for a while, and it's for good reason. Before we continue on with the video, do me a favor, check out my Twitch channel as well as my TikTok. Both are down in the description. And as well, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and turn on post notifications so you stay notified whenever a new video is uploaded. I want to start this video off by talking about what exactly Delta Force is as a game series. The first Delta Force game was originally released back in 1998 and was originally designed to be a tactical shooter that closely represented what the real Delta Force operatives would do in real life. For its time, in my opinion, Delta Force was way ahead of its time. Being released in 1998, it was pretty uncommon for a game to have a multiplayer as well as a single player and have so much depth to it. This would kind of pave the way for the Delta Force series, and you can see heavy similarities between Delta Force and Battlefield, even though Delta Force was made way before Battlefield. Fast forward to 2024 and Delta Force is releasing Delta Force Hawk Ops, which by comparison, side by side, you can clearly see the resemblance between Delta Force and Battlefield games. And in my personal opinion, Delta Force Hawk Ops also shares a resemblance or a similarity to the new Call of Duty Modern Warfare series. Now, you guys have probably by now seen a bunch of videos revolving around Delta Force Hawk Ops, but if you haven't yet and are wondering why there is so much hype revolving around this game, originally there was supposed to be a playtest for PC players that would have been on July the 18th. This playtest was postponed because the developers of Delta Force felt that it wasn't ready for us to play yet, which I can appreciate, so they pushed it back a little bit, and very recently they announced that the new date would be August the 6th. And I think the biggest selling point of Delta Force Hawk Ops is the fact that the game is going to be 100% free, and it's also going to drop with 3 versions of the game at launch. You're going to get the multiplayer, which I'm personally most excited for, an extraction mode similar to DMZ or Escape from Tarkov, and a campaign, which I personally have never seen a free-to-play FPS release with a campaign. I could be wrong, but I do not think there's even a game out there like that. Delta Force also did host a private European playtest for certain content creators and players, and in that I saw a ton of extraction gameplay as well as multiplayer gameplay, and to sum the multiplayer up, in my opinion, it's exactly what Battlefield 2042 should have been. Majority of the clips that you have seen in the video thus far have been the extraction gameplay, and unfortunately, because I didn't participate in one of these playtests, I am not able to show you that much multiplayer gameplay without directly ripping somebody's content off, and I don't want to do that. But I'm 100% confident in the fact that when I look at Delta Force Hawk Ops at face value and I compare it to Battlefield 2042, both games are extremely similar side by side. And in my personal opinion, just by looking at the gameplay that I've seen all over the internet, it's definitely a much slower game compared to Battlefield 2042, which isn't a bad thing for me personally. I'm a huge fan of Battlefield 3 and 4, and in my opinion, Battlefield 4 was the best of the Battlefield series, but that's just me being kind of partial for nostalgia reasons. But if you look at all the Battlefield games up to Battlefield 2042, you can clearly tell that the player movement is meant to be a little bit slower, and it's not meant to be a run and gun game like Call of Duty. As well as every other Battlefield game pretty much messed up your aim when you try to jump shot by having the weapon sway a ton. And the biggest turnoff from Battlefield 2042 for me was the ability to slide cancel, which I just don't think belongs in a Battlefield game. Now, like I've mentioned multiple times throughout this commentary, if you were to put Delta Force Hawk Ops side by side with Battlefield 2042, instantly you would see the resemblance between the two games, with some of the operators, in my opinion, being a complete ripoff from Battlefield 2042. But what really excites me when watching Delta Force gameplay is the time to kill in the game seems extremely reasonable. At no point throughout my time watching multiplayer gameplay did I think that certain weapons were insanely overpowered compared to others. And what made me really happy to see is that certain weapons have fall off range. So for example, you won't be able to beam people across a map with a submachine gun, whereas in Battlefield 2042, we all know about the PP-29 if we've played that game, and the fact that you can beam people like it's an assault rifle with no issues at all. Now, continuing on on with the weapon talk, this is a screen of the modification system in Delta Force Hawk Ops, which heavily resembles Escape from Tarkov or Arena Breakout Infinite. And the reason that I'm even mentioning this is just to show that a free-to-play game can create such great quality of life features that are not only beneficial for the player, but also very beneficial for the game long term. Overall, I wanted to make this video to share my general excitement for Delta Force Hawk Ops, and I'm praying that this game genuinely lasts a long time because the FPS scene or genre is not looking very good right now. There's a couple of games that show promise, like Arena Breakout Infinite, which is going to be Tarkov's #1 competitor, but that's to be announced when the next beta is going to be, but they did specify it would be sometime after Gamescom, so we can expect late August. And the only other FPS game that I personally have on my radar is Fragpunk, and I believe that that game has a ton of promise to it, considering during their last playtest, the build of the game that we were playing was a dev build. With all that out of the way, guys, I really do hope you enjoyed the video and enjoyed me sharing my opinion with you. Let me know in the comment section down below if you're looking forward to Delta Force Hawk Ops, and if you haven't played the game yet or have played the game already, also let me know in the comment section. I personally will be releasing a ton of content revolving around Delta Force Hawk Ops, so if you guys have not yet, make sure you are subscribed to the channel and stay tuned for more Delta Force content. I appreciate all your love and support, guys. Make sure you're following all the socials in the description, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out. Have a great rest of your day. Much love.